Welcome back to another video. I was thinking for quite a while on how should I approach this video here, and I guess I finally found some closure to this, like finally able to move on from this. So if you have been a follower of mine since the start of this year, you would have known that I passed a 150k evaluation account and then eventually blew it away in just last year. I think it's the month of May, and I haven't been able to get back on track after that whole episode, because it was very demoralizing. I mean, it's only for that particular account, okay? Not talking about my personal account, because I did not follow through in terms of the trading that I've done in the 150k account. I did not do it. I did not trade the same way as I did for the personal account, but still, it was demoralizing because I was trying to utilize that account to form or create like a successful trading journey, but it turns out that I just wasn't ready. Okay, so let's take a look at the stats for that particular account and how it went down. So over here you can see it's Express. So it was a funded account. It was a 150k account because the maximum drawdown was 4,005 initially, and after that it trailed to 3,000 or 4,000, sorry. So this is all time from the start. It started with a drawdown and then even though eventually I got back to a slight profit, it went downhill ever since. And then it's like a it's like a stop hunt, a market structure shift, return back into fair value gap with OTE, and then it just traded lower, expanding towards the downside. But it lasted for 27 days. Like I traded in total about 27 days, and it was very difficult from this point onwards, which is this day onward, because the rest of the days that followed was just like a slow bleed, dropping lower, like a very slow grind lower, which I think this type of losses hits harder than the ones that you have like a very large losing day and then it just wipe out your entire account. I think this type of drawdowns hurts much more, and because of that slow bleed drawdown, I wasn't able to cope with the mental burden that came with it. So instead of lowering down my risk, which I did right here, which you see like a small little plateau, I gave up when I had when I wasn't finding any success making back into break even. Right, so after a few days of trades and I wasn't able to get up into break even, or at least here, then I sort of my mental state sort of collapsed with regards to this account, right? The mental state sort of collapsed, And I figured out that looking back, I could have taken a break. You know, like from here, 29, 30, and then you have the following week 8, and then following week 14, 15, 16. So I could have taken like a 2 to 3 weeks break in between to recalibrate the mindset, because over here I was obviously not healthy in terms of the mental game that is required to trade during drawdowns. Like I wasn't in a very good state of mind to trade out of drawdown. So that is something that I could employ, which I did employ for my personal account. But because this is like a like a prop firm, you usually don't tend to take it too seriously. That is one bad thing about this framework in terms of like a prop firm. You tend to not take it too seriously, and then eventually you just decide, or whenever you decide to give up, you just go over leverage and just take the L on the entire account. Alright. Right, over here you can see that I've traded I tried to diversify, because at the later stage over here, because I wasn't finding any successful setups on the indices. So I thought that by expanding my tradable assets, I could find better opportunities. But because I wasn't ready to expand, it blinded me in terms of like a lot of analysis and stuff like that, which led to the final straw being broken. So over here you can see the very last day I took 24 total contracts back and forth, right? So in a total I did 9 trades for that particular day, and the day before I took 6 trades. So you can see the amount escalated in the last 2 days, because at this point it was just the feeling of like I had enough, which clearly shows that I just gave up basically, because you can see that previously I kept the trades frequency pretty low, because I knew that I was in a drawdown, and I knew that I was not getting out of this easier than I thought it would be. So you see a lot of back and forth profits and then giving back profits. Different trading day, of course, but still the same back and forth right here. And then when you drop it to further down, you have the frequency getting lesser and lesser, with some of the odd one outs with like 5 trades over here and over here, and then over here as well 5 trades, those odd one outs. And yeah, so over here you can see the first trade is not very important, because I was using the maximum 1% leverage or 1% risk per trade, which is why I started with a very deep drawdown over here. And then over here I wasn't able to recover, right? And then just slowly drifted away, and then I came back into good profits with just one trade, or should I say one trade per day, which is significant when you see in terms of data. The big winners are usually one trade per day. Right here, one over here, 500, 600, 500. And then when is the next winning day? Over here we have three. There's only 200 days, three trades. 300 day, three trades. 400 day, three trades. You can see it's below average, right? Because the average would be around 500 per trade. Okay. And then when you have like big losing days, it's okay. So this one is the first one. Big losing days, you have two trades, five trades, minus 1000, correct? And then over here, minus 900, three trades, minus 300, three trades. What else? Minus 600, three trades, minus 700, 6, minus 900, 9. So for me, I can see that for this statistics, whenever I trade more, I tend to lose more, and I don't get the average payout per trade, so to speak. Because over here my average payout is $500 per trade, and if I trade more than twice, for example, I won't be able to get $500 winning day. However, if I just stick to one trade per day, more often than not, I get those 500 days, at least like a 500 winning day, right? And if I trade more than three, I tend to lose bigger, right? So over here we have, let's analyze three trades, right? So minus 400, three trades, minus 700. Okay, five trades, four trades, five trades here, minus 1000. And then three trades, okay, this is not too bad, minus 100, but maybe because the risk is low. And then over here, three trades, minus 900. Three trades right here, minus 400. Five trades, same thing, might be low on risk because it was at the later part of the stage whereby I don't have much drawdown available in terms of account. And then three trades, it's just a mere 200. Three trades, 300, barely, like barely surviving. Three trades, minus 600. And then this one was an odd one out, right? So three trades, 400. And then six trades, 700, 9 trades, 900, So over here, you can clearly see how this is very how would I say, it is very clear that I don't do well if I trade too much per day. So let's compare, right? Not the first one, right? Because we always omit the first one. It's like the it's like the test, right? You put the test in. Two trades, right? So two trades, minus 1003. Okay, this one was just not controlling the risk, because coming up from drawdown, I went back into 1% risk per trade, so that is why. And then over here, what about two trades? Do we have two trades? Right, so two trades, minus 200. Two trades, break even. Right, so I don't really have a lot of I don't really have a huge loss for two trades, except for this day itself. But for this day, if you look at the average losing trade, it is 600. My P&L high, which is the loss of the first trade, is 800. So risk was okay, so the risk wasn't that high, but it wasn't that low either, right? Because I was feeling very confident that I broke even and went into profits after this trade right here. And then I went in thinking that it's the start of a winning streak. You know, those times. Then I pulled myself back into drawdown, and then the very next trade itself, even though it was not the next day, but the very next trading day, I went in and took 5 trades, trying to get back to this current P&L high right here by over trading. Even though the average losing trade was only 200, I just kept pushing, which is why, you know, it led to the events that unfolded. It's like dominoes, you know. Right, so I'm just doing a little bit of a reflection here, right? And I don't think the stats over here matters, because what matters is the stats over here, because this one is more clear. The average profitability and the winning trade percentage and all this stuff is not as accurate because it was not a clear system over here. As you can see, I hop back and forth with regards to my rules. So because because of me not sticking to the rule and the model, this thing here is not useful at all. Same as the thing up here as well. Winning day 41% is not accurate at all, because I wasn't utilizing the same model or the same framework every single day. Right, so I cannot utilize this statistics, which is a bummer, because it would be very useful to determine if that particular framework is working or not in a in a specific sample size, for example. All right, so moving forward, I do plan on restarting this challenge here, but not 150k. I'm gonna utilize the 50k account instead, because I don't want to overstretch myself coming out of the recovery phase from this failure. So I'm gonna start a 50k account once I see a trade, and that should be the first day. And I would want to try my best to be consistent with the model and the framework that I'm going to employ, so that I can look at this, or I can utilize the information that is provided over here. Right, at the same time, because I've done it before, it should mean that I can do it again, right? In terms of passing the account, taking out payouts and stuff like that. I want to try to repeat the process to the point whereby it becomes routine. And hopefully that can bring me to higher profitability. Okay, so yeah, that is a plan moving forward. And once I see a trade that I'm going to take, I will open the account, and then at the same time I will resume the live streaming, right? But it's gonna be a slightly different framework as compared to the one that I used for this particular funded account. It's going to be slightly more similar to the one that I used to pass the 150k account. So over here, this is the evaluation for the 150k account. and you can clearly see the difference. Okay, I took lesser trades overall, like 1 2 1 2 1 2. I only have like a one outlier here, oh sorry, two outliers, 4 trades per day over here. This is I would say a lucky hit. All right, boosted up my confidence a lot, even though it was a lucky hit. All right, and then over here 7 days, because I was very near to passing the challenge, I pushed a little harder for the last trading day for this particular account. But you can see how the stark contrast and difference of statistics as compared to the one that I failed, right? So we started with a break even, because I think I lost initially like a $100 right here, and then broke even, and then I stopped. And then this one, as I mentioned, it was pretty much a lucky day. And then over here, one single trade, 1007. Over here as well, one single trade, 2000. Over here, one single trade, minus 400, and then I stopped for the day. One single trade, minus 300, I stopped for the day. Over here as well, 2 trades. Initial loss was 959, and then second loss was around about 500, because if you add it up, it would bring you to about 400 to 500 for the second trade loss. So I lost 2 times, I stopped. Over here, 1 trade, break even. I didn't try to recover it or stuff like that. And then over here, 2 trades. The first trade was break even, as you can see right here. The second trade was a loss, and then I stopped. I took the L for the day, right? And then 1 trade, came back covering the losses from the 3 previous, I mean like what was I on a losing streak? 1 2 3 4. So 4 losing streaks. 4 days of losing streaks. 1 2 3 4 5 days of losing streaks. Recovered almost all of them in one single day. Alright. And then over here, this is a break even. I didn't try to push it, right? And then after that, right here, I started off with P&L low of a break even. I started off at a break even, and then over here, I think it was basically the same trade. It's just that I entered in a different how should I say, a different level, like a different price point, which is why I think it stated total trade 7. So yeah, because over here, maximum consecutive win lose, it's 1. Is it how does it count? Okay, I'm not too sure, but I do remember that for this day, I was trading on a 1-minute chart, and then I had I pyramided into a trade setup multiple times, because it was on the 1 minute, and at the same time I was trying to pass the account on this day as well. Okay, so yeah, so technically it's only 2 trades, but somehow or other, because they counted as long as you manual entry a trade at a different price point, or if you set a different price point as your pyramid, it counts as additional 1 in terms of the total trades. Okay, so yeah, so basically right here, I guess it's only 2 trades if my memory doesn't fail me. Yeah. So looking back at this statistics, I think the lower the frequency, the better my performance. So I'm going to stick to this. and then let's see how let's see how this goes, right? I have no expectations, but more of I want to see how long I can stay consistent with regards to the framework. It's not about the profitability anymore in terms of my focus, and it's not about passing or failing the challenge, but I want to see how long I can stay consistent. Alright, because right now I'm putting it out there, and this is gonna be like more like a accountability video as well, like I always have made whenever I failed to do something or whenever I plan to do something. Right, so that I can look back at myself, on myself, to see if I've done it or not. Right, it's just for my own um, journaling as well, like this entire process. And yeah, the goal for this is to record the process myself, starting with nothing to someone that can pull, maybe five to six figures from the platforms, the platform itself, right? And I think it would be very inspirational for me in the future if I needed any form of encouragement, because the best form of encouragement is usually from yourself, right? And yeah, I think that's about it. And if somehow this video resonates with you, do leave a like or any comments, right? And I'll talk to you again. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.